What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video here. Gabby here, and we're actually all the way in Agile Automotive today. We're doing a ton of things on the BMW. As you guys know, the clutch started to go on the last drift event, so I'm here to unbox and install a rear main seal, flywheel clutch, and all the new shenanigans that are going to go along with it. Team here at Agile is working on some carbon fiber. And looks like you guys are at art class. We're the macaroni art. Wait, what is this piece going on? I know that this is like a negative mold.
For the green car.
The green and black car?
It's one of the aero canards on the front end of the green car.
Oh, the canards, the canards, the canard.
This one's not for the green car, it's for another SLC.
Perfect, so I figured it'd be really fun to go ahead and do some unboxing for all of the parts that I got that we're going to be installing today. Start with this big one. So I bought this kit actually on eBay. My friend sent it to me. This is a Clutch Max disc. It actually says on it flywheel side and not flywheel side, basically. We got a clutch alignment tool, throwout bearing, and oh, I need that. A small bearing that goes by where the main seal is. It's nothing fancy dancy, but she'll get the job done. This is our new flywheel. So I assumed that the one that I had was definitely worn out, and it's a dual mass flywheel, and so I wanted to go with one that wasn't a dual mass flywheel, you know, because that's a lot of weight. So this will also be lighter, and I think it'll be better for drifting and clutch taking and kind of get a better reaction out of my engine and transmission. Yep. So while I have the flywheel, clutch, everything off the transmission, I know my rear main seal is leaking, so I took the opportunity to buy a rear main seal with the seal already installed on it. It wasn't too much more. I know that installing the seal itself would be difficult, so I bought one with it already installed. And then since the transmission was out, I went ahead and bought a new pivot fork and a clutch release arm and spring so that I shouldn't have to replace anything else for a while. So you can see the BMW is still leaking some oil. I'm assuming that's the rear main seal since literally everything else I fixed already. Now to get the transmission and everything out, we're gonna have to remove this belly plate, exhaust hangers, everything. Disconnect the drive shaft, get these heat shields out of the way, and then we have this cross member here. Now when we do the bell housing, we have to remove the starter and the bolts for the master cylinder. Once we lower that down, we'll also have to disconnect the shifter from the transmission itself. Seems like a lot, gonna be a lot, but it's gonna be fun. So we did the easy stuff, got the heat shield and the exhaust out in one piece. For the drive shaft, the next thing we're gonna take out, I'm gonna start taking these Torx bits out, then the front and the middle, and kind of lower it down slowly. And I just noticed that my transmission mount right here is broken, like clean in half. Well, apparently I got dirty and I don't know what happened.
You worked on your car.
I didn't think I was this dirty. Oh, it's because I got oily hands when I do this. Anyway, we got basically everything out. We got the slave cylinder out. We got the exhaust, all that good stuff. The reverse slit plug. We got the selector rods out. So right now what we're gonna do is start taking out some of the actual bolts that hold the, you know, the bell housing to the engine. It's a mixture of E14 and E10s. There's 4 main transmission bolts. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start slowly taking it out, and I don't know, just going for it.
Doing with the phone.
Hold on. I don't know if y'all can see. We're working on getting those E14 bolts loose before we twist them out. Oh, there goes my new bushing. Yeah, should just be 4 left, and then we'll work the transmission out. Yeah, get it.
I knew it was another down. BMW Getrag transmission.
Yay! Look at that! Woohoo! We got the transmission out. Look at that nasty old thing. Yeah, she about to come out. Awesome. Yeah, this shield got a little stuck on some things. Starter up there. Yeah, pretty excited. We got her out. There you go. Perfect. Woo-wee! And our old clutch is out. So this is my old pressure plate. You can kind of see all the warping and stuff on it. Definitely time for a new clutch and stuff. Wow, there's a lot of cracking in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if y'all can see, but there's a lot of actual, like, cracking. Definitely wore out. A dual mass flywheel, yeah. Even my flywheel, I don't know if y'all can see the warping right up in here. So, luckily I got a new flywheel and a single thing, not a dual mass. So now I'm gonna take that guy out and then the rear main seal. How do I get the flywheel from moving? Oh, I just use an impact, I guess, right?
Don't lose grip.
The little arm muscles cannot do much.
It's little movements. You don't have to like pull on it. Just eat. It'll come. It's coming. Okay.
Why is it so heavy?
Dual mass. There's 2 masses there.
2 masses, 1 clutch. Twice the weight.
Why your face gets dirty.
That's true. Are there any wear and tear marks? Oh yeah, buddy. Look at that. All right. Oh yeah. Look at that rear main seal needs to go. Cool beans. Oh. There we go. Fantastic. Woo.
There it is.
Yeah, buddy. This our old one. There we go. Oh, I was totally down the wrong part. That's why. There we go. Ow! Alright, that's what she looks like. Got the gasket out. We're going to clean it up a little bit. We have to put some more sealant right here. And then we will reinstall the new stuff. Looking mighty fine. Except all that oil leaking all over the place. Looks like espresso. Don't drink that coffee. Cool, so on the inside here, she is mighty dirty. But inside here, I figured since I had the transmission out, I would replace everything that could go wrong. So we got a new throw-up bearing, we got a new pitchfork, we also got a new clutch release, kind of like a stopper, and then a spring for it too. So all of this in here will be clean and new, as well as everything from our rear main seal, flywheel, clutch, and pressure plate. Throw-up bearing just came right out. There. This is the pivot fork and the spring for it. Needs to come off. There we go. Just I got a new one anyway. There you go. Pivot fork. I mean, I don't really think there's anything actually wrong with this one, but I think it wasn't that expensive, so I just went ahead and got a new one anyway. And then this. So that's the spring. And then BMW puts like a plastic clutch, almost like a, what do they call it? I think they called this like little stopper a clutch. Here, you can't even see it. It's this little plastic piece, a clutch release arm, and it's plastic. And if that breaks, you know, you don't have any clutch then. It just does this. Not good. So we're gonna take that out. We got a brand new steel one that we'll have to tap in there. We'll take this piece of plastic out.
Does it just punch right through there?
Yeah, it's gonna punch it out. Punch, punch. Dude, this is like a cannon. I'm having too much fun. I'm not childish. You're childish.
Now you're talking to yourself.
I'm talking to my people. I'm not talking to myself.
Oh.
The people. Good. Bye. Oh, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So this was the little swing arm stopper thing. It's literally made of plastic, so I got a steel one to upgrade it, so I will never have to worry. Like, it's even worn down a little bit. It's uneven.
Most of it should blast out. You'll be surprised.
It's gonna get all over me. Oh my god, this is ridiculous. This is gonna be famous last words forever for everybody. I need protection, bruh. This brake cleaner was a great idea. Yes. It's like a spoon though. You put it up to the sink and it just attacks you. They're gonna come back in here and be like, "What did you do?" So this is our new release bearing hold thing. It's steel, so it won't wear out. And we have a new spring for it also. Look at that, shiny and new. And then our new pivot arm. Our new throw up bearing. Looking mighty fine. So we're about to do the rest of the rear main seal. We're gonna put a little bit of gasket right on the edges. There are 4 kind of like 90-degree corners where they meet, so we just want to put a little bit of sealant on there to make sure that we don't have any sort of leak. Then the gasket, and then the rest of the rear main seal before we install our new clutch.
It's supposed to like guide it on. In there backwards.
Look at it! Look at it! It's brand new! So we got the rear main seal on. We did 18 Newton meters for the 13 head bolts, and then we did 10 Newton meters for the other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 millimeter bolts. That guy's all in there. We're gonna start getting the pilot bearing back in and getting the clutches. Woo! This is our cute little pilot bearing. Okay. And then we're using a 22 mil socket and a hammer to make sure she gets in there all the way. She only goes in there so far, so we actually use an impact 21 socket to press the pilot bearing in. Hell yeah. Dude, this is going by so awesome. I love working on cars when everything goes as planned. So we have a new flywheel bolts that come with our new flywheel. They don't actually have thread locker on them, so I brought some and I'm just gonna put a little bit on each of the bolts before installing the new flywheel. So I am using a thread chaser. Now what this is basically like a little tool used to clean out the threads. So because the flywheel had Loctite on the old bolts. There's still Loctite kind of in there. So I'm using this to clean out and make sure the threads are clean so that when I put my new bolt in, there won't be any debris or anything in the way. And I'll have a good seal with the Loctite on here. 10 out of 10 do recommend. Oh, this is gonna be a pain to put this string back in like that. So I don't know if you guys can see, but there's actually a dowel right here on just one of the threaded holes for the flywheel. And one of the holes here is actually bigger so that that dowel can sit on. And it's actually this one right here. Cool, so we got the flywheel in, we torqued the new flywheel bolts to spec, we got our pilot bearing in. I'm going to go ahead and clean the surface on the flywheel with a bit of acetone to remove any like oily marks of my fingerprints. And then we're going to work on getting the clutch in. Okay, so new clutch, everything's going to go in. I'm going to clean off the pressure plate just like I did on the flywheel so there's a clean surface to mount all of our new stuff. So on this clutch specifically, it even says this is the flywheel side. So it kind of makes it easier so I know which side goes on which part of the car. This is the flywheel side. Okay, we got our clutch alignment tool. So many different like dowels. Is that the right one? Okay, so as you can see, we have our beautiful clutch band, pressure plate in, torque down to spec. So all we gotta do really next is get this guy in there. And if we can do it in a reasonable amount of time, pretty sure I'll make it home today. Wish me luck. So I've gotten dirty yet again. We have Chris helping me out get these bolts in. So for the transmission, it slid in really easily, and we got a lot of the bolts in very easily, but there are two bolts here at the top near the driver's side that are just really difficult to get because you have to align the starter and the transmission and the bolt all at the same time to kind of get it to thread in correctly. And we were trying to make sure we weren't cross-threading anything, and one of the top bolts for the transmission had a bunch of aluminum in it, so we had to clean that. But now we're good to go. We're getting the last bolt in and then putting the rest of the car back together. We have finally got everything back in the BMW. We're gonna lower her down onto the ground and give her a quick test drive. So happy. It's just about midnight, and if the test drive goes well, I get to go home. If not, we're having a sleepover. Okay, moment of truth, getting in the car. Ooh. There we go. E-brake is on. It's definitely a lot stiffer, it just has a lot more, like, it's not so flabby, like. In gear, second gear, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, yeah. Nice. Yeah. Alright, see if we can back her up. Whoa! I gotta relearn how to drive the car. Yeah, it works! I'll have to go on a, you know what I mean, like real test drive, but so far, so good. What's up, guys? It is actually the next day because I drove home and it ended up being about 2 a.m. I was dead tired. I went to bed. Well, I showered first, even though like I'm still like kind of spotted and stained with all the dirt. So the clutch. I replaced the OEM dual mass flywheel with a single mass performance lightweight whatever stage 1 that my friend kind of recommended to me. Everything was installed correctly, seems fine, drives great, pedal feels great, it has a little more oomph, a little more life to it, a little bit more throttle response, but during like when the car idles and the clutch is out, I hear a lot of like clattering, rattling, and I don't know what it is. A lot of people, like I googled it before I left to make sure I was safe to drive, and apparently it's a common thing on the E46s or just the BMWs, that when you put in a performance single mass like flywheel or whatever, it kind of does this. Don't like it. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it goes like, it almost sounds like a rattling exhaust. That's what I thought it was at first, but I noticed that it would go away when I would put my clutch into shift. So I was like, and then get to my clutch. So been driving it and it drives fine. It's not getting any worse. It just seems to make a noise at idle. And you know, a lot of the other BMW forums and the internet basically is like, yeah, that's normal. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep an eye out on it and I'll let you guys know how it goes in the future. But other than that, the car drives great and very excited to have this finished. It was a big job. And hopefully she'll be good to go for the next drift event. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one. Like, comment, and subscribe if you guys are new. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.